Good evening. Thanks for hopping on this call. I'm Ashley, and whether you're watching this call live or recorded, I just want to share some of my passion with you tonight. I want to take a couple minutes to introduce myself. My name is Ashley. I'm 34 years old. I'm a mom of four now. That makes me feel really old. I have three boys and a girl. And my youngest is a newborn, and fortunately, he's sleeping right now because he is my kiddo that loves to be held. So, which is a great thing, but challenging when it's your fourth. So, I want to chat with you tonight about what it is that an online health and fitness coach does, and while we're going through this, I just want you to think about whether or not you think this might be a good fit for you. If it's something you've thought about, if it's something that you've considered starting a business from home, if you are somebody who likes health and fitness, if you're somebody who's had great results already with a Beachbody group or Shakeology or something of that nature, this might be a great fit for you. First of all, I just want to tell you how I got into it. After my second was born, seems like a long time ago now, he is almost 7, I really struggled to drop the weight, and I had about 20 pounds to lose, and a gal that was a total stranger to me reached out to me on Facebook and asked me to join her group, and when she asked me initially, I said no right away, because I thought it was an in-person like boot camp, which sounded really fun actually, but she lived in another state than me. And I was actually so glad that I could say no, because I knew that saying yes meant that I was going to have to like make some big changes, and my mind couldn't wrap, my head around that. But then she said, actually, it's all online and it's really flexible and you can do it from home. And when she said that, I knew that I needed something like that in my life. I needed that kind of positivity. I needed somebody to coach me and help me stay accountable, because was working nights and I had 2 children under 2, and I was frustrated, and I was, no joke, winded walking up the stairs. And as a mom, if you cannot be like that. You have got to be able to run after your kids. You've got to have stamina and the ability to withstand long hours and have energy and be a positive ray of light for your children, at least, the best that you can. So I needed it, and I did a program called T25. I had amazing results. I was not perfect in it. I failed my way forward. I love to say that now, because people think that you just do this and it's like magic poof. But I had some like really bad emotional eating habits I had to work on, that I still work on today. And I needed a consistent, positive community of women, specifically moms, because those are the women I could relate to the most, to encourage me and keep me accountable. So I was telling you about my coach and why I needed this positive person in my life. I want you to think for a second about somebody in your life that maybe is centered, present, grounded, and somebody maybe that when you are speaking to them in a room, you feel like it's just the two of you there, and that their eyes are locked in on you, and that they make you feel heard and understood. And I want you to think, is there anybody in your life who's been like that for you? Just want you to think about that for a second. I can tell you that I met a person like this. I've had a lot of people like this in my life, but I met a person like this when I was probably 12 or 13 when I first met her. She was one of my youth leaders, and she was a nurse, and maybe she was one of the very first people that made me feel like that's what a nurse is like. That's why I need to become a nurse. But she had this like connectiveness with people, and it wasn't just me. I didn't know that at the time, but she had this way of making you feel really centered and calm, and like I said, heard. This lady's name is Tammy. I looked so much for a picture of her and I together, like in our hiking boots at I went to a youth girls camp when I met her, and I couldn't find a single one. My parents probably have it in their storage somewhere. But even years later, when I saw her after I had been married, I most recently saw her, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 years ago, I felt this same connection with her. And she moved away from the area. And my mom later told me that several people said that they felt like she was their best friend. And maybe it sounds silly, but maybe you do have somebody like this in your life. And I always wanted to learn how to connect with people in that way because it was so meaningful to me. And so why am I telling you all of this when we're talking about coaching? That is something that I have learned and I'm working on as a coach. Because I really thought coaching was all about health and fitness, but really it's so much more than that. Coaching is about the relationship and the community that you build and the people that help you achieve your goals. And if it was some stranger on the internet who I did not feel a connection to, I never would have been able to continue my goals and lose those 20 pounds after I had my son, because it never would have worked, right? Because heart is at the soul of it, right? So I just want to tell you a little bit about what coaches do in our daily lives. This is a very, very part-time thing. I hear people say all the time, I don't have time for that. Neither do I. It's important to me. I make time for it, but I actually do all my business building activities in what I call a power hour. And so something I do every day is I work out. And that used to feel like a chore for me. And now the longer I do it, the more I realize it's a total release and it's something that I love. And I absolutely rely on that. And days when I'm not doing that, or I skip a workout, or let's say I don't plan very well, I totally feel it. I feel it because when you work out, you feel more alive and excited. Your brain actually creates new neural pathways when you're exercising. I'm not making this up. Look it up. It's crazy. It's not just the endorphins. It's how strong your body feels and how much more energy you have. And how much more efficient your body is, your basic metabolic rate, and how good your stomach feels just having a strong core. I mean, it's all that stuff is crazy. But even though I knew a lot of those facts, as a nurse, I never could have held myself accountable if it wasn't for me being plugged into an online challenge group. So I run regular online fitness groups, sometimes on Facebook, sometimes on a private app, where I just help people follow a Beachbody program start to finish. Some of them are 3 weeks, some of them are longer. Right now, the one I'm working on is a lifting and cardio workout, and it's an 8-week program, and a nutrition-only program I'm doing on Facebook. But I just help people get to the heart of why they really, really want to achieve those goals and why they really want to feel the best that they can feel, because we all know that we want to feel good, and we say all the time, like, I want to lose the weight, or I want to build muscle, or I want to feel not tired after lunch, but we don't always put the why to it. So that why is like so powerful, right? So my why was so that I could run after my kids at the park and not feel tired, and that I could be a present and still and happy and calm mom. When I am taking care of my body, I am less angry. I totally can't even explain that to you, but it's totally true. So I told you I work out every day. I drink something called Shakeology. It's a blend of superfoods. It's incredible. When I started, I thought there's no way this thing is like crap. I don't believe in it. I threw my nursing credentials behind it. I was like, no way, I don't need this. But the more I drank it, the more I couldn't deny how good I felt. Not a weight loss shake. It's not like a creatine powder. It's nothing like that. It's simply a combination of superfoods that are like equivalent in nutrients to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables in 1 scoop. And I drink it for breakfast. I replace a meal with it every day, or a snack. And I just love it. And if you're going to be working out a lot, you need like something, it's like equivalent to like a multivitamin. That's the nutrients from the fruits and the vegetables in it. You need something like that to help rebuild your muscle mass and give you stamina and endurance. I'm kind of going on a rant about that. Okay, workout, Superfood Shakeology. Check into my online challenge groups. I share my story on social media, and I invite other people to join me, challengers and coaches. Now, when I'm sharing my story on social media, I'm just talking about how I got started and why I'm passionate about it. It's not rocket science. Most of my posting right now comes while I'm sitting on the couch nursing my newborn. It's just as if I were to talk to a friend and have a conversation about what I've learned and how good I feel. And you can't do these programs, and you can't log into the community, and you can't join arms with these empowered women that I get to work with every single day and not feel on fire. You can't. So that's what I'm doing. The last thing that I do is I read at least 10 minutes a day of personal development. Lately, I've upped that because I just feel like I need that at this point in my life. And most of that actually is listening to in my car while I run errands. So I have a series of podcasts that I love to listen to, and I've been talking about on my Instagram account. One of them is the Life Coach Podcast with Brooke Castillo. There's some, but Beachbody comes out with something called the National Wake Up Call, and I listen to that. That's every Monday morning. And this personal development part of it is so key, because as you become a coach and as you learn how to work on yourself, we cannot change our habits unless our mindset is in the right frame of mind, if that makes sense. So I used to think, I think I'm talking really fast, I'm sorry. I used to think all of this stuff was do. Okay, because I'm a type A personality, I'm task oriented, and I thought if I did, I would achieve. But guess what happens if you're doing, and you're not filling up your cup? I don't mean to full, I mean your cup should be overwhelming. Overflowing is the word I meant. So if you are doing, and you're not filling up your mind with positive thoughts and motivation and ways to think about things differently and reprogram negative patterns that you've had, at least I've had, then the do goes to burnout mode. And I cannot tell you how many times I've tried to do it without personal development. It just does not work. But how great is it to work for a company that you get to build a business exactly the way that you want to build it and show up just as you are, not as some bikini model or some model of perfection, just show up exactly as you are. Today I did a live video, sweaty, 2 hours sweaty after my workout in my car, and my baby started crying. And I was like, I'm just going to pop in the backseat and feed the baby. And I'm kind of awkward on video, but I'm going to make this work because I love it and I'm passionate about it. And there are women who need this in their lives. And so, people, I've had a lot of people tell me lately that they don't want to become a coach because it's salesy and they don't want to be salesy. And what I say to them is the best coaches are those people who are not salesy. They are the best coaches because they're relatable, they're down to earth. It's like, in my mind, it's like if a friend came up to me and said, I love your mascara, what are you wearing? And I just said, hey, the cheap CoverGirl stuff that's $5.99. I've been wearing that since high school and I still love it. That's actually true. I'm just not making that up. But that's exactly how I feel about coaching, except that mascara is very superficial. Coaching can change people's lives if people let it. So the best coaches are not salesy. The best coaches are just those who show up and are just themselves. And some of the coaches that I've really learned and have mentored me along the way, friends of mine on my team and on my coaches team, are those that are just a little, maybe because this is what speaks to my personality, a little irreverent, a little sarcastic, super down to earth. If you're not going to tell me that your kids are puking on you and whining all the time, I'm just automatically going to call BS on that because I know that you're covering all that crap up. Your kids are not perfectly behaved, okay? So that's the magic of it. More that you show up in this form of becoming a coach and doing these vital behaviors, what I call the power hour, that's inviting others to join you, posting on social media and personal development. The more you do that, the more people will naturally be drawn to your passion and to your excitement of life. Because you know what people want to post about on social media? Politics. And okay, that's fine, except that it's almost always negative. You know what people want to post about on social media? And I've done it. I'm just telling you, complaining. And I'm not saying don't be real, but fortunately, this avenue has given me like a completely different mindset shift where I've been able to see the silver lining in almost everything. So people want, and honestly, they just crave that passion and excitement and fire for life. So whether or not people think it's salesy is completely up to them, because what they're going to be attracted to is you and who you are and how you're showing up and how you're just being yourself and being the best possible version of yourself that you can be. It's not about perfection. It's just about being yourself. And I was going to show you guys a slideshow, and I'm not even going to use it because it's just like to fly by the seat of my pants sometimes, I guess. So do you have questions about that? I mean, you should start to think about why it is that you think it might be a good fit for you. Is it something that you could benefit from the community, or could you benefit from, accountability, like health and fitness, just having a group of people to consistently like remind you to show up for yourself? That is the primary reason that I became a coach, because it was 4 days before my 30th birthday. I'll never forget it. My birthday is on March 21st, and it was St. Patty's Day. That's how I remember. And it was purely, and there's nothing wrong with this. Everybody needs the starting point. It was purely to show up for myself. And I knew that if I took the leap and I did something a little scary and outside my comfort zone, even though I had no idea what I was getting myself into, I knew that I would show up. And slowly I failed my way forward. And seriously cannot imagine not having this blessing in my life. I entitled this webinar Coaching Opportunity, because an opportunity means it's something that you don't have to take advantage of, but if you're smart and you want your life to be like supercharged and on fire, that you will. An opportunity is not something that even is presented to everyone. So that's why I called it Coaching Opportunity. I'm so passionate about this. I would love to chat with you all one-on-one and see if it would be a good fit for you, if you could make an income from home, if you, can envision yourself with more financial freedom, if you can envision yourself being able to make your own hours and being able to maybe save for a down payment on a home, or pay off student debt, or save money for vacation, or even just contribute to groceries. I know those are expensive. Oh my gosh, with 4 kids. So much. So anyway, I love you all. You came here for a reason. Remember that. And I want you to dig deep and think about whether this is a good fit for you. Please message me. I would love to chat with you. And I hope you all have an absolutely amazing, amazing night. Take care. Bye-bye.